This game goes back 25 years. I think I've attended at least a dozen of these games over the years. I had the pleasure and the fun to do the PA announcing for a couple of these games a number of years ago. The real constant of this has been Lieutenant Peter Crone and the Brockton Black and Blues, the law enforcement hockey team. They put this game together with the Bruins Alumni every year. They raise a lot of money for charity, so it's a great event for the community. At the same time, it's great to have the Bruins old-timers skating at the ACF Arena in Brockton. The Bruins Alumni will play between 30 and 40 games a year. And the game here in Brockton was actually the final game of their season. We're right at the end of their season, but they travel all over New England, and they even make an annual trip up to Canada and play several games in Canada, where they'll play against like the Montreal Canadiens alumni team, and they draw huge crowds up in Canada. But we had a nice crowd at the ACF rink, and had a lot of fun hanging out with the old-time Bruins. Well, it's funny, as we assisted in helping to promote the game, the Bruins Alumni did reach out to me and said, would the mayor like to coach the team? We often like to have a couple of visible local folks coach the team. Nick Palancis, vice president of Massasoit Community College, coached the Black and Blues team. I had the chance to coach the Bruins, and said, listen, I'm just a fan. I just had a blast hanging out with the guys in the locker room, getting a chance to talk to some of them. A bunch of them they're real characters, and it was a lot of fun to have that chance to be behind the scenes, hang out in the locker room, get to talk to the guys some, and there's some pretty interesting conversations on the bench also. Well, they were actually very impressed with the mayor thing. So the mayor thing got me a little respect with the players. So I didn't necessarily anticipate that, but they kind of enjoyed the fact that they had the mayor of the city on the bench with them. No, I think the coaching was much more kidding around than it was coaching. They pretty much coached themselves, but a lot of camaraderie amongst the guys. They clearly all do this because they enjoy still getting together to skate. They don't skate nearly as well as you remember them from years ago, but it's amazing. They still have the hands. They can still shoot and stick handle and pass. Unbelievable. You see them look up and just fire a puck the length of the rink and put it right on the tape of another player's stick. So it's interesting to see it at the older ages, how you can see that their skating ability or skills has declined, but they don't lose the hands. They still have great hands. Rick Smith, so a guy that I watched as a kid. Now, I'm turning 60 this year. I watched Rick Smith as a kid playing for the 1970 Stanley Cup champions. He was one of my two. I actually had the defensive end of the bench, and so I had a chance to talk with him quite a bit. 68 years old, and one of the best skaters out there. And it was just amazing to me, a guy his age, still in great shape, still skating well. And they're players from different eras, not the current era. And of course, Rick Middleton is the captain, nifty. He's kind of the glue of the whole squad there, and just a great guy. So the key to the victory, I felt, by the Bruins, I guess going to see the alumni play the Black and Blues is somewhat like going to see the Harlem Globetrotters. You're kind of there for the entertainment. You know how it's going to come out in the end. But at a juncture, about halfway through the second half, they played two 30-minute periods. All of a sudden, the Black and Blues flurried with about 3 goals in a row and made it a 1-goal game, 8-7. So I felt I had to do something to shore up the defense. So I pulled Shoe Bottom. My Shoe was remembered by Bruins fans as a big, tough, take the body, get in a fight defenseman. Might score 3 or 4 goals a year, but he was a big, tough, rugged guy on the Bruins defense and was always a crowd favorite. He had been skating up at a forward position. So I pulled Shoe Bottom back to the defense to shore up the D. Rick Smith went up and took his place on left wing, immediately shut down the Black and Blues offense, and the Bruins went on to score about 3 more and win comfortably. But the Black and Blues had pulled within a goal until we made that key personnel change on defense. I guess as mayor, once in a while you get to do something really different and cool, and this was one of those times. I was like a 15-year-old kid on the bench with all these Bruins players from over the years, and just had a great time with the experience and enjoyed every minute of it.
I guess the streak continues.